Feel like the best times in life is when you are just you're in a community setting. I remember the best times of my life was as a kid when the whole neighborhood knew each other. You would wake up at whatever time of the day and you would just walk outside and you would just see where everybody's hanging out today. They're either playing basketball or they're in this person's garage playing video games or riding bikes around. It's that is the point in my life where I've found so much joy and so much wonder. Like the best times were when you had so many options of people to do so much all the time, and it wasn't necessarily what you guys were doing, but it was kind of like who you're spending the time with and all these different characters. It adds so much vibrancy to your life. For example, when I was in high school, one of my favorite moments was I remember graduating high school, and after prom, everyone in the school basically stayed at the same hotel. And that was like such a great, like, crazy time because you left your room and everywhere you just saw people like that you knew, and like everyone was just doing whatever they want and just having fun, and it was just a community, you know what I mean? You would leave your room and then you would go to one of your friends' room and they're doing some random shit in there, and then you go to another room and they're having a party. Like it was, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like that's what life is. Life is definitely the people that you share it with. It's not necessarily the things you do, but the people that you take along with. Like I say that I prefer to be in a mud hut talking shit with my best friends than be on a yacht alone. But there's a time and place for each of those. But the moments I'm gonna remember all the time and have fond memories of is just having, like, just talking to people and just making memories with people and having fun and just spending time with the people I love. Another fun time I used to think back on was when I was my early teenage years. I had a very big community when I would play on Minecraft. And we played this one game on Minecraft. It was called Ultra Hardcore. So basically you just get spawned into a world with 100 other players. You gather materials, and after 20 minutes you go hunt each other down, and whatever, you kill everybody. It was like the original battle royale. But there was a community specifically for that mini game in Minecraft. And everyone knew each other. It was so cool. It was the best times of my life. There was just hundreds of people that just knew each other, and the cool thing about that community was everybody was a creator in some way. Everybody either made videos or animated or graphic designed, and we all like helped each other out. And many of those people actually became very big YouTubers and stuff, and they make a living to this day. But the thing I remember, the most that I think about most fondly of that time was just the community of people. How we would all organize stuff together and just do whatever we wanted as kids, just had fun. Like, as kids, we would always like come up with these like crazy ideas and crazy projects that we always wanted to do, like, that just made sense to us. I remember when I was a kid, I would just set up basketball tournaments like with people in my neighborhood, and that's the thing I would look most forward to, because like that's what was just important to me as a kid. I didn't care about my grades or anything. I wanted to win that little basketball tournament in the neighborhood. Like, that's what was important to me. But growing up, like, what's important now? Like, money and being trying to be something you're not for people just to like just so you can get them off your back, just so they can stop annoying you, and so you can fit in with society. You didn't care about any of that when you were a kid. You just wanted to have fun. And that is life. That's what life is. You make a good time out of your life. You have fun doing what you like. And I feel like that's what everybody wants to go back to, is to being a kid again. In that sense. Everybody just, they want to go back to those Halo 3 days where they would just stay up all night talking shit with their friends. Those are the memories you look back on. You don't look back on, oh, I'm so glad I went into the office every single day at the same time for 10, 15,000 years. Those days are a blur, and you hated those days. When people die, they say, I wish I never worked as hard. I wish I never took life as seriously. I wish I loved harder. I wish I spent more time with the people I loved. Like, and that's what I miss. I miss big community. I miss, just doing fun, abnormal things just because we just love to do it and just like to do it. But now there's just so much responsibility on our plates. And I feel like a lot of those responsibilities are self-inflicted with our greedy desires. We don't need to be Uber Eating every day. We don't need to be watching Netflix, but we're getting these dead-end jobs to pay for these lifestyles that we're not even happy with. We're disappointed like with our lives. No wonder we're sad. No wonder everybody's all depressed. Everybody just wants to go back to being a kid and playing with their toys and actually believing that they're flying across the room, and you're just spending hours. You're not even thinking about the time. You're playing a video game and you're not beating this level. You're not quitting on this level until you beat it. And you're sweating there. You're all stinky on the couch like the sun is going down. It's the middle of the night. You don't care. And when you beat it, it's the most like, it's the biggest rush. And I feel like that's the energy that we have to bring back in life, is that we're not quitting until we stop. And we have that passion for whatever we do with that intensity of, well, I'm not stopping. I'm not quitting till I win. And when I win, I'm overcome with joy and all this stuff, or just doing whatever I want, just making random projects, like stuff that, ultimately doesn't, it doesn't matter in the long run, but it matters to you. Like, I remember when I was a kid, I took all my toys and like I remember I had a bunch of N64 games and lightsabers and stuff and a bunch of toys, and I like organized it to like make it look like a city or something, like a town. And I remember I was so fascinated with what I did, and I was so excited about this thing I made, and it was so cool to me. And I remember, I think I like showed my brother or something, and I was like, look what I did, oh my god. I think I was like 4 years old, and he was like, the fuck, okay, let me go back to whatever I was doing. But yeah, I feel like nothing excites me like that anymore. But I do believe, I have faith that we can get back to that. And I feel like the only way you can get back to that is truly being financially free, unfortunately. Or just, well, at least when you're an adult, because when you're an adult, you need to have money and stuff to in order to live. Unfortunately, that's the reality of it. And to go back to doing that, you need to be filthy rich. You need to, like, to truly be completely free again, where you can do whatever you want whenever you want, like when you were a kid. You need to find a way to make your passion your living. Because when you're working these 9 to 5s, and when you're, you know, when you're doing these other responsibilities, you know, you have to do those things, like, in order to, you know, make a living. And then the rest of your time is used for your passions, if you have any. And yeah, I don't want to, like, you know, nobody wants to work. Everybody looks forward to the day they retire and just do whatever they want. Just either relax or paint, or, you know, do the things you do when you were a kid. Everybody wants to just sit at home and just play video games all day, like, you know. But back to the main point of this video is community. And when you get these 9 to 5s and stuff, you know, you have no more time for these community. I feel like that's another reason why we had so much community back then, especially in high school, and, like, you know, when you were a kid and all that stuff. You had time to do all that, and all that just falls apart when everybody starts gaining these responsibilities. It's very sad, and I miss those days. And my goal, one of my goals in life, is, you know, to reconstruct slowly back those feelings. And I feel like one way I'm gonna reconstruct that back is just having to make my own family. I'm gonna have to make my own tribe, get fucking bust out 15-20 kids, bro. I'm gonna have to do it. Sometimes you gotta take matters into your own hands, and you gotta do shit yourself.